So what we want to do to preserve and protect our relationship is make sure that we never allow that in to our relationship. This is when you attack a person's character instead of focusing on the specific behavior. And these are four things that when they're present in any relationship, it will lead to the end of the relationship. The four horsemen of the apocalypse. The four horsemen of the apocalypse. Now, why is it called apocalypse? Because it can absolutely predict the ending of a relationship. So John Gottman is a researcher and a relationship expert. And what they did is about 30 years ago, they put couples in a room 24 hours, other than cameras and heart monitors and audio equipment around, the room. It just looked like a bed and breakfast. Like they took people out of their home and, here, 24 hours, we're going to watch you really, really closely. We're going to measure your heartbeat. We're going to watch your eye movement. We're going to look at your facial expression. And they tracked these people, and what he was able to do, and his team of researchers was able to do, is predict with 90% accuracy, not only if the relationship will last, but how long it will last. 6 months, 3 years, 5 years, and 90% accuracy on when the relationship ended, when that was the couple divorced. And what they tracked is the four horsemen, called horsemen. And these are four things that when they're present in any relationship, it will lead to the end of the relationship. So these are four negative patterns that predict divorce. So the first one is criticism. This is when you attack a person's character instead of focusing on the specific behavior. You don't even know how to take out the trash, or, you always leave a mess whenever you cook. Or, you're just such a, again, fill in the blank. Are you an idiot? You can't figure this out on your own. Like, why are you, those kinds of things. It feels even yucky for me to say, give the examples, but we've all heard this. The second one is contempt. Contempt is an expression of superiority that comes out as sarcasm, cynicism, name calling, eye rolling. It's the hostility. It's where if you've ever experienced a time where you felt like, wow, do they just hate me? You've been treated with contempt, where they just really look down on you. And so that's contempt. The third one is defensiveness. That's where I'm protecting myself. That's where I'm playing victim. That's where I'm, I don't always leave the dishes out. Well, what about you? You've left the dishes out too. It's that stuff where I'm constantly defending myself. And the last one is stonewalling. Stonewalling is withdrawing from the conversation without resolving anything. Now, it takes a while for stonewalling to come into a relationship, and it's usually the man that stonewalls. He's the one that will sit in a conversation. He's got his arms, he's staring at the wall while she's nagging or berating him. He's like done. The only difference between stonewalling and, say, taking a break, or like, I just want to go and get quiet, or you know what, I can't deal with this right now, or being kind of silent, is the internal dialogue. It's your, the partner's going on and on and on about, you're just this and you're that, and look at you put us in this mess, and just constant. And the person's like, the internal dialogue is, oh, I just hate this person, or she's always, she's just nagging. There's just like there's a wall, and we've seen people or couples that are like that, where they're sitting there and they're just boiling up, right? It's the boiling because of the internal dialogue. And what they've seen is, at that point, again, the internal dialogue is negative, the person's frozen, and their heartbeat goes above 100. So again, it's think of it as boiling from the inside out. And it's kind of like, nothing I say matters. They're not even going to listen to me. It's where you're done. The person's done. So any of those four that show up in a relationship predicts divorce. So what we want to do to preserve and protect our relationship is make sure that we never allow that in to our relationship, like never. And if for some reason it creeps in, then we, number one, from both sides, one is take responsibility, notice it, and look at where that's coming from. And we'll kind of look at the antidote for each of them. So that's if you're the sender of it. If you're the one that finds yourself, you're constantly criticizing. Okay. So how do you stop that? Or if you're the recipient of it, how do you stop that?